The Citizenship Amendment Bill is in the Rajya Sabha and is moments away from, in all likelihood, being passed. At the moment, though, voting is going on the amendments, as various amendments being brought, particularly by the opposition, is being struck down one after another. This comes after a day-long debate, a very intense debate, as we witness now in the Lok Sabha as well, in the Rajya Sabha as well, with the opposition and the government going at it hammer and tongs. But at the moment, at least, based on the numbers that we're seeing, the government does seem to be in a very comfortable position with its own numbers, with the BJP plus a number of what are called fence-sitter parties like the AIA, DMK and so on, deciding to back the bill. And it's also been a day where we've seen a lot of political divisions. We've seen a lot of confusion with parties like the Shiv Sena, which supported the bill in the Lok Sabha, appearing to alter its position in the Rajya Sabha. We've a split in the Janata Dal United, with Nitish Kumar choosing to back the bill, even though some of the party's leaders have questioned that decision. So moments away from this bill now becoming law. Let's just now play you some of the highlights of today's debate, starting with Amit Shah.
ये बिल माइनॉरिटी के खिलाफ, ये बिल विशेषकर मुस्लिम समुदाय के खिलाफ। मान्यवर, मैं पूछना चाहता हूं, जो इस देश के मुसलमान है, इसके लिए इस देश के अंदर कोई चर्चा का, कोई चिंता का सवाल ही नहीं है। वो नागरिक है, रहेंगे, उनको कोई प्रताड़ित नहीं। मगर आप चिंता किसकी कर रहे हो? किसकी चिंता कर रहे हो? पाकिस्तान से क्या आप चाहते हो कि पाकिस्तान से भी जो मुसलमान यहां है इसको भी हम नागरिक बना दे? बांग्लादेश से जो मुसलमान आए इसको भी नागरिक बना दे? अफगानिस्तान से भी जो मुसलमान आए वो नागरिक बना दे? तो क्या कहना चाहते हो? पूरी दुनिया में से जो भी मुसलमान आएगा इसको हम यहां नागरिकता दे देंगे? किस तरह से देंगे? देश कैसे चलेगा?
और जो पूरे देश की एनआरसी की आप बात कह रहे हैं, असुरक्षा की भावना है महोदय, इसलिए है क्योंकि कहा जाता है, आप उसकी पुष्टि करें या इनकार करें, कि देश के कई राज्यों के अंदर जगह ले ली गई है, डिटेंशन सेंटर बन रहे हैं। जब एनआरसी बनेगी, क्या पूरे भारत में डिटेंशन सेंटर बनेंगे जो पिछले शताब्दी की याद दिलाएंगे कंसंट्रेशन कैंप्स की जो यूरोप में होते थे? ये एक अन्याय होगा इस देश में, ये अन्याय होगा।
My understanding of this bill, because as we are moving from a democracy, how we are moving to a dictatorship, not rhetoric, factual. 2018 detention camps. By the way, in these detention camps, 60% of those people in the detention camps are who? They are Bengali Hindus.
असम, मेघालय, मिजोरम, त्रिपुरा और अब मणिपुर, पूरा मणिपुर भी नोटिफाइड हो चुका है। जनजाति इलाकों पर ये बिल लागू नहीं होगा। हमने क्लॉज 6 की कमेटी बनाई है, जिसमें आंसू भी है, जिन्होंने आंदोलन किया था। आसाम गण परिषद के हमारे साथी भी हैं। मैं सबको आपके माध्यम से निवेदन करना चाहता हूं, जितनी भी जल्दी हो सके आप क्लॉज 6 की कमेटी का रिपोर्ट कृपया भारत सरकार को भेज दीजिए, जिससे भारत सरकार आपके हितों की रक्षा कर पाए।
सच्चाई यही थी कि धर्म के आधार पर विभाजन हुआ। वी शुड बी क्लियर दैट हिंदू वाज मेजॉरिटी इन इंडिया and Hindu was in minority in Pakistan. This we should be very clear. We should be very clear that Muslims were majority in Pakistan and in minority in Hindustan, in India. This we should be very clear. In 1947, Pakistan mein minorities were 23%, and in 2017, the minorities are 2.3%. This is Pakistan.
Now, please tell me, the Foreigners Act deals with people who are declared to be foreigners. The passport entry into Act deals with people who have entered into India without a valid document. And now in your objects and reasons you have said that these are all people who have been persecuted. Where is the provision for persecution in the Act? There is no provision for persecution. There is no provision for persecution. If a man came from Bangladesh or from Pakistan into India in 1972, and he has been an illegal migrant after 1972 till date, how will he prove, how will you say that he has been persecuted? Unless he says that he was persecuted. आप धज्जियां उड़ा रहे हो संविधान से. आपका मकसद क्या है? आपका मकसद तो हमें मालूम है, 2014 से हमें मालूम है आपका मकसद क्या रहा है. कभी घर वापसी, कभी लव जिहाद, कभी ट्रिपल तलाक, कभी CAB, कभी NRC, फिर दोबारा NRC, मतलब के फिर 370.
This is a sad day. Thankfully, they're not amending the Constitution. They're only making a law. And I'm absolutely confident and absolutely clear in my mind, this law will be struck down.
So amongst the more heated face-offs during the debate was between the Trinamool Congress, Derek O'Brien and Amit Shah.
आज जो लोग इस बिल का विरोध कर रहे हैं उनको ये पूछना चाहता हूं कि कृपया आप मुझे ये बताइए कि लाखों करोड़ों लोगों पर जो प्रताड़ना हुई है मान्यवर, वो जाए कहां जाए? उनको जीने का अधिकार है या नहीं? हम देना चाहते हैं या नहीं देना चाहते? वो किसी देश के नागरिक बनने चाहिए या नहीं बनने चाहिए? किसी को भी चिंता करने की, कोई आपको बरगलाए, कोई डराए, डरिए मत. ये नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार है और संविधान के स्पिरिट के साथ चल रही है. माइनॉरिटी को पूरा प्रोटेक्शन मिलेगा, इसमें किसी को. सभी राज्यों में दिए गए प्रोटेक्शन को आगे बढ़ाते हुए शेड्यूल 6, छठे शेड्यूल में असम, मेघालय, मिजोरम, त्रिपुरा और अब मणिपुर, पूरा मणिपुर भी नोटिफाइड हो चुका है. जनजाति इलाकों पर यह बिल लागू नहीं होगा. असम एकॉर्ड के अंदर असम के लोगों को उनकी सांस्कृतिक पहचान, सामाजिक पहचान, भाषाई पहचान और चुने हुए फोरम में उनके रिप्रेजेंटेशन के अधिकार को प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए क्लॉज 6 बनाया गया.
You made some promises. Both you made some promises. किसी को भी चिंता करने का कोई कारण नहीं है. Sir, this government is very good at making promises. This government is even better at breaking promises. Sir, who have you left out? Who have you left out from this? Hindus from other states, tribals. Today we've heard two speakers, the minister and the speaker. It's not a distraction. This is the agenda. This is the majority view. Who is that majority? Check. 40% of India, not 60% of India. But majority doesn't mean you are always right. This much you must allow us. Majority doesn't mean you are almost right. Because it's majority on one side this afternoon, but this side is on morality. And today I appeal to those parties who are sitting here, the JDU and the BJD, very humbly, today is the day for you to stand up and be counted. Not because what you have to answer to your chairperson in Bihar or Odisha. No. What will you tell your grandchildren 20 years from now when they ask you, which button did you dabao?
So heated debates there earlier, but now of course voting, as we said, is underway in Parliament on the Citizenship Amendment Bill. It's going as each member moves amendment after amendment. Sunil Prabhu joining us on the phone line from Parliament. So Sunil, if you can just give us a sense of what's going on there, how many more amendments before the actual voting on the bill takes place?
Srinivasan, we are now in the final lap. It is the last vote. When this voting takes place, the bill will be considered as passed. That the earlier votings were on clause by clause, and now division is taking place for the main bill. The surprising element, of course, is that the Shiv Sena, as we reported correctly and broke it in NDTV, they have now decided to do a U-turn. They have abstained and not taken part in the voting today. But yet, the government manager is able to get 124 to 98 to 99, and that's the clause that has. So the bill now, as we speak, if you're seeing the live coverage, the voting has culminated for the final round. With, of course, it will be subject to correction. So it will be now the bill has been passed. It is now only requires the President's signature, which will then make it an act, and the Citizenship Amendment Bill ensuring for people who have taken refuge in India, they will be granted citizenship, barring, of course, as we are well aware, on the basis of those who belong to the Muslims, because that has been excluded.
I see, Sunil. So, Sunil, as I understand it, what you're saying is now the voting is actually going on the main bill itself, and the bill has been passed?
Yeah, this is the final bill. This is, of course, the minister will now announce it is going on predicted lines, but the doors have been closed. Everything has been sealed, so it's 124 to 98, unless there has been further improvement. And as I said earlier, once this is passed in the Rajya Sabha, it goes to the President of India for his final signature, and it will now become an act. And of course, as Mr. Kapil Sibal and Mr. P.J. Damram have pointed out, the doors of the Supreme Court will be knocked for justice on what they believe is a violation of Article 14, the basic structure of the Constitution, and they would like the Supreme Court to intervene. But those are ultimate decisions that will take place. But as we speak, the Congress President has issued a statement. From the government side, they have been very categorical in saying that this has not been done for vote bank politics. But the Rajya Sabha, as soon as the chairman announces it, there has been no, it's on predicted lines. They have continued that pattern, and it will be 124 to 98.
Right, Sunil, can you just stay on the phone line with us? We'll just up the audio from Parliament just to get a sense of what's going on and then come back to you. So don't go away. We'll just come back to you in a second. Obviously, as you said, the bill now moving towards actually being passed through what is called division, where the division of votes takes place. Sunil, just explain to us on screen, though, the numbers that were flashed at the time when you were telling us the bill is being passed was A's 117, No's 92, total 209. So
but that is subject to correction because there's some people who don't register their vote,
right.
So they can put slips. There are 4 members who have one a kidney patient. No stone has been left unturned by the government in getting people who have been not well.
Okay, so of course those numbers are not exactly the final numbers. You're saying those are numbers that are likely to be updated as the final numbers come in, because there are discrepancies and errors. But overall, Sunil, you're saying that the BJP is extremely confident and therefore have ensured that the Rajya Sabha has passed the bill.
That's right. They're not only confident, Srinivasan, they are elated. They are jubilant. And for them, it's a very big day. It's been a long fulfilled demand for them. And they are extremely delighted and it has gone on predicted lines. They were hoping to get 125. They've been one short 124, but well across the halfway mark in the Rajya Sabha for passing this legislation.
Right. And Sunil, also, as we saw, as you were pointing out, the bill has also created a political churn because we saw a split in the JDU. We saw the Shiv Sena do a flip-flop, and the Congress obviously upset with the Sena not coming out strongly against the bill. So they have been, as always, with these highly polarizing pieces of legislation, it has also created a churn within the opposition.
Absolutely. In fact, what's going to be crucial, Srinivasan, is the people who absented themselves. Among them, from the NCP, 2 of them, Vandana Chauhan and Majid Menon. The BJP managers had always predicted that they were expecting that. They have also got, from the Shiv Sena, all 3 of them have absented themselves. They were expecting, and when somebody absents themselves, it only basically helps the government. It's only when they vote against is it considered not in their favor. So it's in this context that the government has been able to get those numbers. They have been working on this for some time. Mr. Amit Shah, from 6 o'clock in the morning, working with his parliamentary team for the last 3-4 days to ensure that those numbers are there. They have, as I said, left no stone unturned, from people who have just had an operation to others to ensure that their presence is felt, and both the opposition also leaving no stone unturned to try to get their members to be present and ensure that they weren't caught off guard like they were with Article 370, which allowed it to be passed in the Rajya Sabha with a two-third majority. So it's in the same context now that the government of India, the Home Minister in particular, extremely elated that this bill has gone along predicted lines.
All right, Sunil Prabhu, thanks very much indeed for joining us. So breaking news there that the Citizenship Amendment Bill has been passed by the Rajya Sabha. So in effect, it has now come into the law. This is, of course, the controversial bill that confers citizenship to a select group of religions from 3 neighboring countries. But even as this bill was being passed, as being debated and being voted on, the Northeast is burning and the intensity of the protest has increased today. Ratnadeep Chaudhary has sent us this from Guwahati.
The angry protest has escalated outside the state secretariat in Assam in Dispur. You can see here angry protesters still blocking the entrance of the state secretariat, the Janta Bhavan, even after curfew has been imposed across Guwahati. In fact, the internet services have also been banned in Guwahati and some other areas which have seen violence in Assam. In fact, throughout the day, we saw this kind of protest in Guwahati in several places, led by students, women, youths. Everybody came out because they are upset that centre has gone forward with the Citizenship Amendment Bill. In fact, the violence has also, the protests have also turned violent. There have been vehicles which have been burnt, and the police officers here are trying to convince. And here you can see now the police has used force. Their lathi charge is being done to disperse the protesters. This has been the scene throughout the day, and now the main entrance of the state secretariat has been cleared. In fact, the protesters are still angry. Some women protesters, they're there. Some male protesters also there. Very dramatic scenes here outside the entrance of the state secretariat here in Guwahati, where the protesters have been finally, moved away by police action. Throughout the day, there have been similar police action. Situation has escalated in Assam. Assam government has asked for more, central forces. In fact, the army is also on the standby, and you can see here the police now, using force against the protesters. The protesters are again coming back. So this has been the same scenes. In fact, tear gas shells have been, used here. The police has also fired in air. Blank firing has taken place, and now this area has been cleared. You can see here the Commissioner of Police leading this operation against the protesters here in Guwahati. This is the scene. These are the dramatic scenes that are coming out of Guwahati, where curfew has already been imposed all across Guwahati. But the protesters, you can see here, they're still there. They're threatening that they'll come back and they'll, again create, they will again protest here. So situation really escalating here in Guwahati.
All right, so our colleague Ratnadeep Chaudhary there reporting from Guwahati, which looked like a bit of a battle zone tonight. But in Parliament, at least, the government unperturbed, pushing ahead. And those are, in fact, live pictures from Parliament, from the Rajya Sabha. You can see there Mr. Venkaiah Naidu there chairing the House as the Citizenship Amendment Bill has now been passed. But many people, including those within Parliament and outside, have said that they will now challenge this in the court. And we'll have to see how that unfolds.